The following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. Live video streaming of this event is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln and online at merealty.com.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, August 16th. I had to look at the date there. Thank you for tuning in to Viewpoint. I'm Dara Entwistle with Lloyd Kirby, and today, before we get to our special guest, Alice Roate from Logan County Tourism, want to give a special kudos, kind of highlight what we talked about last week real quick with our DARE program and our resource officers. If you missed the show last week, you can tune in to WLCNonline.com and go to our YouTube page there and watch it. And the special kudos is that our resource officers give a lot back to our youth, whether it be school supplies, clothing, not just talking about saying no to drugs. Right. And if you want to help out, please contact Lincoln City Police Department and or Logan County Sheriff's Office. So kudos to all three of them, to Officer Trent Park, Josh Ferris, and Christy Fugé. We greatly appreciate you and everything you guys do. So anyway, as the phones are ringing, please call in at 217-648-5510.
Hi, Jen.
And anyway,
I'm doing good. I'm on.
Live radio.
Live radio. Yes. So anyway, Alice, we got balloons over 66. I've heard so many questions from people, and I'm one of them too. We all know it as the Balloon Festival, and but it's not the Balloon Festival. It's balloons over 66.
Yes.
So if you don't mind, give us, our listeners, a brief synopsis of, how we came to balloons over 66, not the Balloon Festival as we known it from the past. So
yeah, so the Balloon Festival, as we saw throughout the years, it went through a lot of changes, and when it was brought back as balloons over 66, I think the new name was kind of to try and show that it's just, it's going to be a little different, and just, kind of rebranding, refresh it. Route 66 is a huge part of Lincoln and Logan County, and it's become very popular over the years with the centennial coming up in 2026. So tying on that balloons aspect to the Route 66 part, I think really increases not only, drive towards the festival. People are Googling Route 66, so therefore when they Google, this balloon festival is also going to pop up. So it's all just part of, a marketing tactic, and it's working because we've had a great couple of years in the past.
Great. Oh, we have a call?
Yeah, you'll have to put the headphones.
Oh, sure. Awesome.
So we do have a call.
We do have a call. Okay. Hi, good morning. You're on Viewpoint with Dara and Lloyd.
Hi, Dara. This is Regina from the Lincoln Village calling.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. I was calling to let you guys know that we are hosting a kickoff to Route 66 Balloon Fest.
Oh, great. When is that?
That's going to be August 24th. It runs from 4 to 7 p.m.
Okay. Right there at the facility on North Kickapoo?
Yes, our address is 2202 North Kickapoo Street, Lincoln, Illinois.
Awesome. Kind of like the old balloon kickoff parties from what I remember back in the day. So
we're actually going to have a live band. It's Osborne and Campbell. We're going to have food, which is going to be pulled pork, corn dogs, baked beans, potato salad, and some other stuff to go with that. We're going to have watermelon, pine candy. We're going to have a whole bunch of carnival games for the kids, a bouncy house.
Wonderful. And you said what time was that again?
It's from 4 to 7.
4 to 7 on the 24th at Lincoln Village.
Yes.
Awesome. Free to the community and...
It's all free.
Oh, nice. Wonderful.
Everything is free. We had given away a lot of free stuff. We'll have tables set up for all that. And we're going to have lemonade shake-ups, so we're making all those too here at the facility outside.
Well, that's a huge undertaking. Thank you.
Yeah.
That is
You're
wonderful.
welcome.
Wonderful.
I just want to get it implemented again because COVID kind of killed all this fun stuff.
Right.
So I took it upon myself to get it implemented with all my staff.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for calling in. We'll make sure we keep highlighting that the balloon kickoff party, pre-party there on the 24th at Lincoln Village on North Kickapoo from 4 to 7.
Yes, and thank you for doing that.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. Again, if you want to call in, the phone number is 217-648-5510. We have Alice Roate with us from Logan County Tourism talking balloons over 66. Great festival coming up next weekend. I apologize. So you were saying... what all is going to be going on next weekend? I mean, it sounds like a lot. It's not just balloons.
Yeah, there is a ton, and that's what I've been telling people. I was actually at the State Fair this past weekend at the Gate 2 exhibit for Route 66 and handing out stuff about Logan County and save the dates for a couple events we have coming up, such as balloons and the rail splitting festival.
Yes. And
that's I think the one thing people were surprised by when I was handing out the balloons postcards is I was like, it's not, there's hot air balloons, but there is so much more going on. First off, we have 36 pilots coming this year, which is awesome. I think it's one more than we had last year.
Oh, wonderful.
And then on top of that, we have the barbecue competition Friday and Saturday. Friday night is a steak competition, and it's open to the public. It's not a sanctioned event, so anyone can sign up for it.
Can I be a judge for the steak competition?
I can talk to some people, but
Lloyd, do you want to in on the steak? Okay, Lloyd and I will be. Would love to be guest judges for.
So, and I know they're still taking sign-ups for the steak competition. So, if you're interested, check out the Up in Smoke in Lincoln, Illinois Facebook page. They have all the information there to sign up, and that is Friday night. And then Saturday, they'll have the usual barbecue competition with the chicken, and I always blank on what the second meat is. I should know because I judged last year, steak or the chicken and ribs. That's what it is.
That's what they're doing. Yeah.
So that is Saturday, and that is KCBS sanctioned. So we'll have a lot of big groups coming, kind of from all over the U.S., which is super exciting.
It's always neat to walk through and look at their grill setups, and then I go home and look at my little pellet smoker. And then I see all these,
And there's good smells, so
It's
a good place.
smells,
Yeah. So not only that, but that'll be downtown on the square in Lincoln. But there will also be an art fair that'll be in front of the Lincoln's Art Institute and on to Broadway Street.
So on the east side of the square
Yes.
there then. Oh, how neat.
And then we'll also have live music Friday and Saturday night. There will be a bags tournament on Saturday, as well as food trucks, other activities. And then there will be some activities for kids over in Latham Park, which is hosted by Open Arms Church.
Where do they sign up for the bags tournament at?
I believe it's on. There's a Facebook event online, or if you go to our website, it's destinationlogancountyil.com/balloonsover66. There's a on the itinerary, the bags tournament is listed. If you click on that, it's linked to the Facebook event.
Okay.
That'll have all the information on who you need to contact to sign up, or if there's a form you need to fill out.
Are they doing the bags there at the square, or is it going to be at one of the parks then?
It's
or not?
it's going to be in front of kind of by the alley by and the rusty rail. So
okay.
still on the square, just
Just cut off there.
Yeah.
Trying to keep everything kind of downtown then basically.
Yes.
For all of
I say,
this.
and besides down, we are also having the Oasis vendor show. That'll be Saturday only. It's 10 to 4, and that'll be out at the Oasis Center on
in their big
Woodlawn
parking
Road.
lot there.
Yes.
Then. So on the west side of town, they're having that. Wonderful. Wow. There's a.
Yeah. If you can't find
If you can't find something to do, I tell you,
You're not looking.
you're right. You're right. So we. Oh, we got. Oh, great. We've got Seth Goodman with us online. Seth, I got a question for you.
Sure.
So when you started, you kind of revamped this or revitalized Balloons Over 66, correct?
Right.
How many pilots did you start out years ago with this when you kind of revamped
I
it?
think when we first brought it back, we had somewhere between 18 and 20.
Wow. And then Alice just said we've got 36 pilots coming in for next weekend.
So, in fact, in the glory days of Lincoln Art Balloon Festival, we used to have, I think, between 25 and 30. So we're even sitting with more pilots now than we had then.
Oh, wow. Where are you guys going to be launching at then?
Sure. So there will be a few from Mayfair Park, not as many as previously because they've added to the playground, which is great. And then we've got about 15 to 17 at Dugan Center at 1500 North McLean Street, and then the rest will be at Kevin and Peggy Bateman's property, which is at the very end of Campus View Drive.
Okay. Now, are we going to be able to see any glows then at all on Friday and Saturday?
There will be one glow only, and it'll be on Saturday night, and the glow will take place at Dugan Center and the Bateman's property only, just because we aren't going to have any at Mayfair Park, because there won't really be enough to make a real show, if that makes sense. So the Mayfair Park balloons will move to the Dugan Center setting with the rest of the balloons that are there, and then the rest will stay at Bateman's property.
Oh, wonderful. What time do you think people should start coming out for the glow then? Do you recommend to get their lawn chairs?
So I would say if they want to get a good seat for the glow, to be there between 7:30 and 7:45. Sunset right now is right around 8, so the glow is scheduled to be from roughly 8 to 8:30 in that vicinity.
Oh, wonderful. That is neat. That's great. Where do you think our furthest pilots are from?
So we have one that comes from New Mexico every year, and he'll actually be in town starting next Tuesday. So he'll probably be flying early, but they have family in like the Bloomington Normal area, so they come in early every year. So we've got pilots that are coming from several states away, but I would say he's probably our furthest pilot. And it's awesome that they come every year and make Lincoln a priority. So
that is neat. New Mexico all the way to Central Illinois to fly a balloon.
Quite a drive with a hot air balloon. So.
It is. That's quite an undertaking. That is.
Yeah. And I was just in Quad Cities this last weekend for a Balloon Fest, and they were all talking about how Lincoln's one of their favorite events. So I think they enjoy the fact that it is laid back. We don't do competition flight just to keep it fun, and that way if they're comfortable flying, they can, and if not, they don't have to. But they also enjoy the events downtown that the rest of the committee puts on. So it's just a good weekend, not only for our community, but also for the pilots that make it a priority to come. So
how does I shouldn't call it Balloon Festival, I guess I am, so forgive me.
Sure.
So how does our festival coming up next weekend compare to the others, like you just mentioned, the Quad Cities, or, I think Danville's got one, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
For on the size-wise, for how many balloons? Are we right there with them?
we're sitting at probably the largest. So this coming weekend I'll be in Centralia, and they have 35, 36 balloons, so we're about tied with them. Danville, I think, was between 28 and 30, and it's a pretty good size event. So, yeah, I would say we are one of the largest balloon events in Central Illinois.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's neat. But a lot of them like to come to Lincoln because, back in the old days, we had sponsors, and so they still remain close with them. So it gives them another reason to come back and, hang out with those people and get them in the air as well.
So are you still needing sponsors, or do they use sponsors then for these balloons to come back?
We have not used sponsors the last few years. Eventually, we would like to bring that back, just because it'll obviously help with funding and things like that. But so a lot of the sponsors that were in previous days, obviously they're not sponsoring now, but they still team up with their crew or their pilot, the crew for them, and they take them out for whatever. And so a lot of those that sponsored back in the day are still active with their pilots, which is also great, because that's another reason why a lot of them want to come back. I mean, they've had relationships with these folks for 20, 30 years now. So. So like I said, that's why they make an effort to come back here year after year.
And when we're talking sponsors, I mean, they're paying for the fuel, right, or helping to offset the expenses of that fuel.
Yeah, when they did sponsorships back in the day here, or at a typical event, the sponsorship goes toward the propane, the lodging, and the show-up money for the pilots as well, if there is any of that offered. So, yeah, the sponsorship mainly covers the expense or the cost of the pilots for the weekend.
Right, because it's not cheap to fly a balloon, basically.
Oh, yeah, and with the cost of the fuel and everything going up, it, of course, becomes increasingly more expensive. But, yeah, like I said, a lot of them just do it because they genuinely love coming to Lincoln, and, so they don't even ask, what they get in return for coming. They just automatically sign up, which I think is incredible. So we've got a good bunch of pilots, so I really hope, that the community gets out and supports them and comes and sees them.
Right, because they're also supporting us, in a way, as a community for tourism, and,
Right. Yeah,
so.
Absolutely, because they'll be out and about all weekend too, and they're, like I said, they're genuinely excited to be here again. So we love to see that.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, Lloyd, do you have any questions for Seth?
I was going to ask you, Seth. Lloyd Kirby here. As far as the logistics of the balloon flights, I know in previous festivals there was a balloon meister that kind of made sure as far as if the weather was safe and things like that. So, two-part question for you. Number one, how are those decisions made for this event? And number two, if in the case of inclement weather, if there is a change to the schedule, how will you get information out for the public to know?
Right. So mainly we're going to be relying on social media for those types of announcements. So hopefully, and keep our fingers crossed, but right now the extended forecast does look good. But yeah, we'll definitely keep the public posted on that. And as far as like the Balloon Meister, so we will have pilot briefings where we have several experienced pilots, review the weather and so forth, and we'll use eyeballs. But at the end of the day, our event has always come down to pilot discretion. So it's one of those things that we leave it up entirely to the pilot. So if they're comfortable flying, they're allowed to. See, for this event, we don't have a waiver, so there are there's no special things in place. They just have to abide by, standard flight and so forth. So it really comes down to, each pilot's comfort level and if they're comfortable flying. So basically, we'll present the weather to them, and then each pilot will make their decision. So.
Very good.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, a lot of them like that too, because it is kind of laid back. We obviously want to make sure that everybody stays safe and so forth, but at the end of the day, if they're comfortable flying, they are allowed to do so.
Now, do you are the pilots seeking help crewing at all, or do they have their own crew, or are they needing crew?
A lot of them have been pretty shy on that. I've been asking for months if they need crew, and usually it comes down about the day of. They're like, I need 5 people. So we've kind of put some feelers out there on social media, and I think next week I'm going to really hit that hard again. But basically, if anyone wants to show up in crew, we would love to have them. We've kind of told everybody to show up between 5 and 5:30 on Friday. I believe that's the 25th or the 24th at the Comfort Inn. So if they want to help, they don't have to call anyone. They just show up at the hotel there that Friday about 5 o'clock, and we will put them with a pilot, and they don't have to stay with them all weekend. If they can only help Friday night or if they can only help Saturday, we would love any type of help we can get. And, helping a pilot usually entails or possibly entails getting in the air as well. So we encourage anyone that wants to be around hot air balloons and is able to help to definitely come out, and we'll put them to work.
Now, are you guys going to fly, forgive me for asking this, Saturday morning too or not? Or are they going to their own discretion?
We'll fly Friday night, we will fly Saturday morning, and we will fly Saturday night. Now, if for some reason the weather is not not looking good those times, we'll probably fly Sunday morning as well. Sunday morning is not a flight that we're intending to do, just because if you do get all three in, most want to sleep a little bit. But if the weather is not great for the other times, then there will probably be several that will fly, Sunday morning to make up for it.
So if somebody does say, hey, Saturday morning I can help, what time do you want them out there at the Comfort Inn to lend a hand?
So if they can help, say, Saturday morning, and let me double check my schedule here, but I think Saturday morning we're going to have a pilot meeting at the hotel at 6 a.m. So I would say like 5:45, 6 a.m. at the hotel, and then, same thing for Saturday night. If they can only come Saturday night, we're going to meet at 5:30. So I would say Friday, 5 o'clock, just because we'll be starting things a little bit earlier, and then Saturday morning 5:45, and then Saturday night 5:30. So yeah, if people are able to help, they can gladly. We'd love to see them come out any or all of those 3 times.
Do we have a lot of local balloonists, pilots from our area?
So we have, I would say within Logan County, we're going to have 6 or 7 that are just from this area alone. So,
wow.
Which is really cool to know that in such a small area we have so many licensed pilots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because everyone goes, well, I think that's Seth's balloon up there. And it's like, I don't think so. That doesn't look
Every time there's a balloon information, they're fixed, like, I see you. And I'm like, well, that's not quite me, but it does look good.
I know. They're like, how can you tell? Well, go to his Facebook. I think he's in Galesburg, or I think he's here. And they're like,
I always tell people, I'm like, unless it has Abe's face on it, it's probably not me. So. But no, it's really cool that we have that many that fly. And, and I would tell the public, too, all next week there may be a balloon up, morning and night, because we're going to try and fly as much as we can, those of us that are local. And then Thursday night, of course, we will have a media flight, and we'll probably have 5 to 10 balloons that are available, and we'll be in the air that night as well.
Wonderful. Are you needing help crewing then Thursday night for media night then?
I think Thursday night most will probably be set, but it never hurts to have more hands. The only thing is we're not quite sure where we're going to meet Thursday, because obviously that'll depend on weather. We're going to really try and make sure that wherever we launch from will get us over town, so that we can get the public excited and so forth. So
wonderful.
I would say if people are interested in that, just to kind of, like I said, keep an eye on social media. We'd love to have the help. We just don't know where to tell people to go quite yet. So.
Okay. So again, on Friday, Saturday, show up about 5 o'clock, you're saying? Again, forgive me.
Yeah, no problem. So Friday night, 5 o'clock at the Comfort Inn, and then Saturday morning about 5:30, 5:45, and then Saturday night, 5:30.
Okay, there you go. Well, anything else you want us to highlight or talk about, Seth?
No, I think we're just excited to see the public get out. We're excited to put on a good show for Lincoln, and we encourage everyone to support the balloonists, get downtown, and take advantage of all that the weekend has to offer. So we're looking forward to it.
We all appreciate you. The community needs to say a special kudos to you for, I guess you can say, resurrecting the balloon festival, which I know it's Balloons Over 66 now, but this is great.
Yeah, no, we're excited for it. I hated to see it go, so we're glad it's coming back, and like I said, we hope to continue to be able to grow it for years to come. So.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much. Lloyd, do you have anything else?
Just one last question, Seth. When you say check social media, are there particular accounts or pages or?
So there's a Balloons Over 66 page, which will be utilized, and then of course I'll put stuff on my personal one as well, and anyone's welcome to message me or the Balloons Over 66 account. But I think those are the 2 primary ones that we're kind of relying on for the weekend.
Very good.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Seth.
And you guys have a great day.
Thank you.
Right,
you
thanks.
too. Safe flying. So we'll take a quick commercial break here and come back with Alice Roate from Logan County Tourism. Hi, welcome back to Viewpoint. Dara Entwistle, Lloyd Kirby here with Alice Roate from Logan County Tourism. We just wrapped up listening to Seth Goodman talking about our amazing pilots that are coming in, 36 of them. So anyway, this is great. I'm excited about next weekend. Alice, talking about next weekend and when the balloons are done flying, we have a lot going on downtown Lincoln. And I believe Dock Dogs, it's always kind of a favorite and a staple to have now. Do you know about what times they're going to be taking place, Dock Dogs, or what?
So Dock Dogs it'll be Friday and Saturday. Friday, I believe they start in the afternoon around 1, and they go up until about 7 or 8 o'clock. And then Saturday, they start, that one I'm not quite as familiar with, but they have, I want to say they probably start about the same time, if like noon or 1, and run until about 8 o'clock when they have the finals. So each time there's different times for different events, because it's not just one thing that the dogs are doing. There's a retrieval time, there's distance jumps, so there's a couple different things. And if you go to our website, that's all listed right there. So I can't remember it off the top of my head right now.
Okay. No, there's a lot going on. Yeah, a lot to know.
All the times, along with what events going on, is on there. So if you have any questions, it's check out our website, or you can always feel free to you can shoot us a message on our website, or feel free to email me. My email's director@destinationlogancountyil.com.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Then you mentioned art. So we've got the Lincoln Art Institute building right there on the east side of the square. What's going on with them and everything there?
So they're the ones that are putting on the art show that'll be there. They'll have lots of amazing handcrafted vendors that make handcrafted items. If you were there last year, they had so many, it's not just paintings or pictures. There's wood crafting, there's jewelry, there's a little bit of everything. So they'll have that right in front of their building, as well as on Broadway Street around on the east side of the square, I believe. Okay. And then they'll also be open during the day, so you can check out their galleries. They've done a lot of great renovations to the building, and it's a great addition to Lincoln's downtown area.
How many vendors do you think they've got right now? I don't want to put you on the spot guessing, but I believe
they're at about 35, if not 40 by now, because I know they are still taking signups. So if you are someone listening and you're interested, you can go to the Lincoln Arts Institute Facebook page, and their sign up is listed on there.
That is neat. Just highlighting locals and people from afar too. So
yeah, it's another huge draw. It gives something to do during the day, because the balloons are in the morning and then a little later at night. So you can definitely spend the whole day in Lincoln, no problem.
So are we going to have vendors around the square to munch on food throughout the day as they're shopping and partaking? And obviously our local businesses will be open too, but there's also going to be vendors, food vendors there for someone who wants to grab like a lemonade shake-up or whatnot. So
yep, we'll have quite a few food trucks on the square, and most of those will be on Kickapoo Street. Okay. Just a few. We'll have Nuthatch, Cheesed Out, Polly's Barbecue. I know that's a fan favorite. Culler's Fries. I believe Pat's Famous Walleye, some of the usuals that, in crowd favorites. So
if you miss some of them at the Logan County Fair, you can come downtown and munch. So anyway, so
there will be lots to choose from.
Oh, wonderful. So, and then you said barbecue. We've got how many KC competitors sanctioned event? We've got several, right?
Yes. So the Saturday event, which is KCBS sanctioned, we're looking at, I think they're looking at probably 25, maybe almost 30 participants signed up, which is super exciting, because those sanctioned events pull in people from all over. I know we've had people sign up from, Tennessee, surrounding, Midwest areas. I believe there was one from North Carolina. So there's, they come from all over. So it's just another draw to bring people into town.
Into Logan County. Wonderful. What questions do you have, Lloyd?
Yeah, we're talking about all these events, but I also feel like we're kind of just barely scratching the surface, because I know like the Park District 5K is happening.
Yeah, the 5K, forgot about that.
There's all sorts of other things, the vendor fair at the Oasis we talked about. So, did you say was your website address again where folks can find that full listing of events?
Yeah, it's destination Logan County, il.com/balloons over66.
And I think that 5K is on Saturday morning, if I believe,
Yes.
right? If I read that right online.
It's on Saturday morning. It'll start at the Park District and it ends downtown on the square. So they have a lot of fun things for all the participants. So please sign up, and because I believe that sign up is still open, and it's just another fun thing to kick off that Saturday morning.
A lot of events, and if you can't find something to do next weekend and say, I don't know what I'm going to do, yeah, we need to go again to the Logan County Tourism website and check it out. So anyway, Mr. Kirby.
Yes.
Anything else?
I think you've covered
You think
it.
we covered it? Yeah. Mr. Ash? I think he's making a list of what foods he and what he should be doing, prioritizing. So anyway, well, thank you so much, Alice, and thank you, Seth, for calling in too. And also, folks, don't forget about free food, the kickoff party there at Lincoln Village on North Kickapoo on the 24th from 4 to 7. Just a fun-filled weekend for Logan County. It's great kind of be letting our hair down again and having, a great time. So thank you very much, Alice, and thank you all of you for tuning in to Viewpoint.
Live video streaming of this event is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln and online at merealty.com. The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.